Sorry about that.
No worries
Great
at all.
Success.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Bruce.
Where are you located?
And Stefan.
Sorry?
And you, we haven't like officially actually talked yet. So this is pretty awesome.
Where are you at?
Yeah, it's awesome that we get to talk finally. Cool.
I'm in my humble home studio in Oslo, Norway.
Oh, you're in Norway. Okay. I'm in the U.S., and I guess, he's in Belgium? Yeah. So that's
Belgium.
pretty cool.
Belgium, right? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess the best way to do this is can each of you do a boardroom, like the 2-sentence boardroom pitch of your bands, and then we'll start getting into the split and all the other stuff?
So the trickiest part of the whole playing in a band.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like it. You're drinking. It's still early here. I got coffee, but.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
It's a little, Cheers. It's later in the evening here.
Right.
Do you want to start, Stefan?
Sure. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Stefan, a guitarist and singer of Psychonaught. We are a Belgian post-metal band, psychedelic metal, whatever. And it's really good to be here. We just released Emerald split EP with Saver on Pelagic Records. I'm looking forward to the interview.
Sweet.
And I'm Ole. I play guitar and synthesizer and scream in Saver from Oslo, Norway. We're heavy progressive metal thing as well, based from sludge. So a little more on the slower side than Psychonaught, I guess. But yeah, I'm stoked to be here to talk about the Emerald split with Psychonaught.
How did the perfect? Thank you guys. But how did the split come about? I mean, is it because of the label? Is that how you guys ended up doing it? Did you know of each other beforehand, or how did you get together to do that?
Not really. I mean, I've heard the first Psychonaut record and really loved it. And I think I'm not really sure how it all came about, but I think it was like an initiative from the label. Probably just because of the whole situation, just being sort of in need of doing something creative and something cool,
right?
Despite of the whole fucked up thing going on. So we're really stoked to be asked by the guys. I think you guys probably had, Stefan, like an earlier conversation about the whole thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We got contacted by Robin and he suggested the idea for a split, but it was with a different band. I won't mention the name because for some reason they didn't want to go on with it.
No.
So we had been preparing for that split with the other band. And then all of a sudden they canceled the idea. And then we were like, oh shit, that really sucks. And then about a week later, we got the email saying, hey guys, Saver is up for it. So what do you think? And we immediately said yes, because we also know their album and it's fantastic. Yeah, we all love it. So it's a great combination.
Awesome. So I've never talked to two people who've done a split. Do you approach it with a theme in mind, or do you write your stuff separately and then just throw it on there? Does that make sense?
Yeah. In this case, we actually didn't communicate at all. It's kind of weird, actually, how the songs seem to fit well together. But there wasn't really any communication. We actually had to ask them, like, okay, so a split album, what does that mean? How much time do we have on the vinyl? Is it like 10 minutes or 5 minutes? And then they said, yeah, Saver is writing or recording an 18-minute track. So we said, all right, yes, we have to get one too. And luckily we had one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You had an 18-minute track hanging out?
No,
we had a 16-minute track, which was supposed to be on our next album. But it didn't really work anyway. So we were actually happy to have an opportunity to do something else with it.
Interesting. That's a long song to have.
Yeah, and for us, yeah. And it's pretty intricate as well. So it's a lot of riffs in there, dude. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for us, we sort of got. I don't know if it's the right word. Sort of tumbled with the whole idea, and wasn't really, because it wasn't that much time to sort of prepare it. But we had a song almost ready, and so it was. We basically had all the material written more or less ourselves. But then the first half of our side is like a long ambient sort of almost like a movie theme like thing, and I had to make that, but it's I get the yeah it's but I was going to say about the whole who took the initiative and the plan of the concept. It was really cool to work with Sam. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Cousins.
Yeah. Cousins. Yeah.
I guess he's a friend of you. I guess he's a friend of you guys.
Yeah.
He did the album cover.
Oh, nice.
And he was sort of the one that like tied the whole thing together with like asking us about the concept and what do you think about this, and like colors and everything. So it was really cool to work with him, because I guess he sort of tied the whole concept sort of together.
Mm-hmm.
When you were these songs written before? I guess you could both answer, but were these songs written before the pandemic? And if not, were they a result of things you experienced during all this chaos and nonsense?
Now, I sort of tried to explain that earlier, but so we had a song basically ready. So when we got like the whole
right
talk from Pelagic, we sort of just hit the recording or the rehearsal place and just made the whole thing. So it was definitely like a lot of, I guess you can say, emotions from the whole experience of being in a pandemic that sort of got poured into the already sort of made song. So the whole like energy was really, I guess, a product of being like in the weird situation for sure.
Do you find that, I'm going to come back to you, Stefan, so hold that thought, but do you find that cathartic at all?
I'm not sure what does that mean? Cathartic.
So do you find that writing music that's that emotional and that, I guess, deep allows you to get rid of the, I don't know, I'll say demons, but whatever's inside you to get it out?
Definitely, for sure. 100%. I think that for me at least, most of like lyrical things and like energy that gets put into riffs sort of is always a result of some emotion, and if that emotion is like a troubled or whatever, like a extreme thing, then it always comes through the music, I think.
Okay. Stefan, getting back to you.
The first question, no, we didn't write it during the pandemic. It was finished already. Mm-hmm. We changed it a bit though, especially the lyrics. We did a revision on that, but it was finished before the pandemic. The second question, to me, definitely, it's a great way to expel some demons and anger and frustration and all that. And I in the Saber track, there is this point where you sing, I feel the power rising inside. And that to me is like always the best part of the song. And that's where I think I can really feel that with you. It's like this immense explosion, and it's really literal. You're just saying what it is. I feel the power, and that's an insane moment where I think where I really feel that with you. And to us, it's exactly the same. It's a great way to release and anything really.
Okay, so
thanks, dude.
I've got a two-parter here then. Along those same lines, how does it make you feel when you connect with a fan, just like you did with Stefan, or somebody who gets what you were writing, in your basement or in your bedroom or wherever you were writing, you had something in mind, but then it connects with somebody all across the world. It's got to feel pretty amazing, right?
For sure, yeah. And it's really cool to read those reviews that sort of gets in your head and just withdraw everything and puts it on paper. It's weird but it's really satisfying.
Yeah, I agree. It's very thankful to hear that people are not only just liking the music, but also, like you said, kind of feeling the concept and the story behind it, and can kind of apply it to their own life. That's amazing. Yeah.
Have either of you ever gotten any sort of emails or run into a fan after a show or anything like that where they express those things personally? You know, like, hey, I connected with this, or...
Stefan, did you have any plans?
It's happened a few times. Actually, one of our closest friends now, our photographer, Gert, he's actually one of the people we got to know that way. I think a few weeks after we released Unfold the Godman, our first album, we got a really long extended email from him saying how much he loved it, and that it's something like, it's the best album I've heard in years or whatever, and there's so much meaning and depth in it. And he's now one of our best friends and our photographer.
Right.
So yeah, it's happened a few times, and it's also just insane, a great experience to know that you did something positive for someone by simply doing what you love.
Right.
For sure. Was that the first guy in the delivery video?
No, that's someone else.
No, it wasn't, because that was also like a hardcore fan, right? That was really
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have some of those as well, for sure, and it's we haven't gotten an email though, but here in Norway, people are usually pretty drunk after the show, so you sort of you have to filter out the weird guys, sort of,
right?
But it's some of them like send a message on Instagram the next day and are really stoked. So it's a huge honor to get that response from people.
Awesome. So are you guys, since you can't tour right now, are you guys continuing to individually, I guess, continuing to work on other music?
Yeah. We are finishing the writing process for our next album. We are just putting the finishing touches on it, and we are entering the studio in August. To get to record the next one, the next full length one.
Nice.
So a lot of work, and that's kind of a little bit thanks to the pandemic, I guess, that we had so much time. It just came out fairly smoothly, actually. That's it was a struggle at first, and then it kind of just came.
Do you guys record in Belgium?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going back to the same studio as we used for Unfold the Godman.
Yeah, cool.
What about yourself? You guys still writing and you take advantage of the time?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're still rehearsing. We rehearse every Tuesday and Thursday when we have if we can. So we're always there, like the whole night, and we have a couple of songs for sure, almost ready. But it's more of like finding out the concept, I guess, and the whole what we want to do.
Right.
Is still like hanging in the air, I guess you can call it.
What about live stream stuff? Anybody planning on doing any sort of live streams, or are you just holding out till shows open up?
I'm sorry, I lost you there for a second.
No worries at all. I said, what about live streams? Are you guys planning
I didn't hear the last one.
No worries. You guys planning on doing any live streams at all, or is it just holding out until shows open up?
For us, we have done a couple, and we did a couple in the first months of the whole lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure we're gonna do. I think we're gonna wait for. I mean, it's we have with my other band, we have a show in June here in Oslo. So hopefully that will still be on.
Right.
So I guess we're waiting. It's not that far.
Right.
So it's like we're
almost there. Yes.
We're hoping.
God, hell yeah.
Yeah, so nothing planned besides like a couple of shows here in Oslo.
Stefan?
Yeah. We did quite a few actually. I believe we did 4 or 5 in the past year since the pandemic, and they didn't all go perfectly or whatever, but in general it was a good experience. Had a few really, really good ones, some of which are still online on YouTube now. Nice. So but I think honestly we've kind of had enough of that now. We're so looking forward to real shows again that I don't think we'll do another one. And we can tell by the audience too. It's like everyone is a bit fed up with that, and is just kind of waiting for everything to open up again. So it was good while it lasted, but we're looking forward to the real thing again. Which unfortunately, we can't predict when that will be, but things are slowly opening up in Belgium. But we're hoping that we can play a few shows at the end of this year, and in January we have a tour. So that's the priority, and just hoping that tour will be able to happen.
How great is it going to be to finally get back on stage after all this nonsense?
Nerve-wracking.
You think so? You're going to be nervous?
Also true.
Really?
Yeah, probably. I guess we always say that adrenaline is the most powerful thing ever, so it always kicks in and sort of takes the edge off. But I'm not sure. I get really nervous from. Some of the streams we had. The last one we did for the pelagic redux thing on Roadburn. Mm-hmm. I was fucking super nervous when that was like showing online, and it was weird. It's another level of
interesting
nervous. Yeah,
that's interesting because you're not new to the stage. You've played forever, so that's interesting. That's
but it was like we had the whole like the live chat was going while they showed the show, and it was just people reacting live with chat. It was a new experience for sure. But like Stefan said, it's a really you learn a lot from it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to kind of just roll with whatever, reinvent yourself the way the music business is reinventing itself, right? It's got to come out of this some way, and it's not going to be the same as I think when we went in.
Rolling with the punches.
Rolling with the punches.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so hard to predict how everything will be once this is over, because so many bands are in debt now, and we're struggling really hard too, just to pay for the studio. And I don't know what that will do to the music scene.
Plus a lot of venues. I don't know what it's like by you, but a lot of venues by us are gone.
Yeah.
Like gone.
Same thing.
The whole industry it's really hard to see, because here in Oslo the venues, all the smaller venues and the small bars and restaurants been really, really professional and awesome with the whole regulations and everything. So it's really hard to see that people are starting to have to shut down the establishment. But let's hope for the best.
Well, that's all I've got, guys. Did I miss anything that you want to cover?
Check out the Emerald split with Savage and Psychonaut.
Absolutely. And if people want to find you guys,
enjoy it.
If people want to find you guys online, you're pretty active social media wise.
Yes,
we do our best. Yeah.
So we even subscribe for a Twitch thing recently.
Really?
I'm not sure if we're gonna use it though.
I don't even. I've heard people talking about it, but I don't even know what it is.
Know what it is.
Yeah, me neither.
No, exactly.
There's too many. There's too many of them. Too many social medias and too many
gamers,
things people. I can't keep up with it. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. I like the split. Thank you very much. Good luck with everything. And I don't know if you make it over to the US at any point, but hopefully we'll get to see you somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Definitely. I would say.
Let's have a beer together then.
Yes, let's have a beer. Be safe, my friends. Yeah. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.